Hello, hello. We are back here with another success interview. Today we're talking with Dayna. So it's Dawn from Your Life Reinvented Hypnotherapy, the anxiety relief expert, and Dayna is tuning in after I think I finished working with her about a month ago, right, Dayna?
About a month ago.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah. So first question, and thank you for joining me and sharing a little bit about your story and your journey up until this point. So, what was that first kind of? I'm curious, what made you book a consultation with me in the beginning to get back in control of these anxiety issues that have were in control of you?
Just the last few years have been pretty rough. The anxiety's been pretty high. I've had a lot of people pleasing and just wasn't happy with myself and who I was, and I just wanted to be the best version of myself as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seemed like it wasn't getting better. Didn't matter what I tried. I've tried all kinds of things, and it just wasn't getting better. And then you came across I saw an ad of yours and I decided to reach out, and it's funny how everything kind of worked out. So how everything happens for a reason.
Yes, it does. There's no such thing as a coincidence. And you mentioned you tried many things before you met with me to relieve the anxiety. And so I'm curious, what did you try to relieve the anxiety issues that you were dealing with?
Obviously the first thing is medication,
Mm-hmm.
right? Going to see a doctor. Therapy I've tried, quitting drinking I've tried, all those things, and I've stuck with it. Like the medication, obviously still on that, and I still don't drink, but there was just something further down that I just couldn't. There is something, all that, like, it helped, but I just couldn't get to the main root cause of everything. And then yeah, I guess it just that's kind of the stuff that I've done. So, and then
Mm-hmm.
actually worked my life around the anxiety and stuff. Never took elevators, never went in car washes, right? I just lived my life around the anxiety and the fear of things. Instead of
Mm-hmm.
dealing with them, I just
Mm-hmm.
worked around them. Kind of like
Mm-hmm.
toothpaste, like Sensodyne. I don't use Sensodyne, so I avoid eating ice, like biting into ice cream, right? I just work around it. So, yeah.
Some of my listeners might find that really interesting and a little bit funny. That's why I'm chuckling when you say Sensodyne, because in another past life of mine, I was in the dental world for almost 30 years. So I just find that I'm like, what a great analogy that is. So, and that can be exhausting, right? When you're working your life around these fears, right?
Yeah.
And so I know when we before we started hit record, you said that you went in an elevator and you were able to stay calm, keep your composure, and that type of thing. So, and you never know when an elevator is going to come in where you actually need to go on it. So I was so
Exactly.
happy to hear that. Yeah. And so I'm curious, like before you met with me, like what were your thoughts on hypnosis, hypnotherapy, coaching before you decided to get involved with my program?
I never really had any idea of it. Um I didn't know that it was around, like that there was an option for it. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was something completely new to me. So I had no thoughts on it, but personally I am a spiritual person. So I guess that's, other than, yeah, it's kind of because I had no idea of what it was and what to expect. So, but I am a spiritual person, so I think I'm more open to it, and
Mm-hmm.
more trusting because I am a spiritual person. So,
Mm-hmm.
if that
Mm-hmm.
makes any sense. So,
Sure does. Sure does. And, if it doesn't matter, everybody has their own beliefs and that type of thing. And I know a lot of my clients, they know that I come from a more spiritual approach to things, but you don't have to be spiritual in order for hypnosis and hypnotherapy to work, right? You just have to want to change, be
yeah,
open to change, and be
yeah,
able to follow instructions and directions. And but it's always nice when that spiritual component does come in, and that's very much in my alignment. So I love that. I love hearing that. And we actually did. We worked together for 4 weeks, I believe, all online. We did hypnosis on video using a bunch of powerful techniques, and you did amazing. So when we were working through one-to-one, what did you find, like, what were your feelings about the entire experience of you and I working together when we were doing one-to-one? Like, what did you enjoy the most out of all of that?
I like how there's no right way or wrong way of doing it. And
Mhm.
you made me feel really comfortable. Like you could tell, like from when we first had our consultation, how I was nervous and just how I needed work done. And you can tell. And then after going to like our very last one, you could see even like progress through each one, you could see the difference. And you just made me feel really comfortable and just and like I had more confidence. Um, Sorry, I'm not good at getting put on the spot. I'm not gonna lie. So
That's all
we're
good.
working on the
You're
confidence
you're
still. It's
human. You're human.
yeah,
And you know what? Like, that's the thing. I know I saw so many changes in you because I always remember the consultation and how people are when they're coming to ask for help, looking for a more permanent solution because they're struggling. And confidence is a big thing. And that's one thing is it's something that we always can work on,
yeah,
and get better and better. And I always say to people, nobody's perfect. Perfection doesn't exist. Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
And
And go
there
ahead.
was the aha moment that I had, and it's still like to this day, and it's all these things that I feared or had in the anxiety that would take over. And then I realized that it's normal day-to-day things that people do. It's nothing like I'm not taking uh going in a submarine or going in a jet anywhere, right? It's like a normal car wash is a normal day-to-day thing.
Yeah.
Elevators are a normal day-to-day thing. There's nothing to fear about it. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's people do it every day. So, and it was just that, I just was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, Dayna, you're fearing these things that don't need to be. There's nothing to be scared of. There's no
But you
reason for
knew
that.
that before, right? You knew that with your
Yeah.
rational mind before we met, but
But
there
it's like
was
something
something
like,
preventing you from,
yeah.
you
Yeah. And
know,
it just clicked. It was just
yeah.
like, you know,
When was that
yeah.
click? I can't remember. Was it after our second or third session?
I think it was our third session, if I remember
Yeah. Yeah.
correctly. Yeah.
And a lot of my clients have those aha moments, that
Yeah.
light bulb moment. And it's like, ah.
And it feels like just a weight is lifted.
Mhm.
Like it just like when it happened, I was just like, oh, I'm like, man, I'm like, where was that feeling?
Well, I always say everything happens in the right way and time. There's no such thing as a coincidence. Everything happens. So this was planned, and I always say that to all my clients, like they always say, I wish I'd done this sooner or whatever. But the thing is, we can't go and back in the past. All we can go is, thank goodness, I'm so grateful I found this now so I
Yeah.
can live my best life now and into the future, keep getting better and better. Right. And so part of the process that when you and I were working together, uh, we did some personalized self-hypnosis work. Yeah.
Yes,
And gave you
yes.
some other tools to work on when you and I worked together. So how did you find the process of using those tools, the self-hypnosis and the other tools that I've given you? How did you find working through those?
So self-hypnosis, so evening and in the morning and the evening. If I don't get a chance to do it in the morning, I'll do it on my lunch hour and kind of just take a chill out. And it's a good
Mhm.
way just just I don't know how to explain it. It just makes me feel good after. Like when I just put my head down, count back from 10 and
Mhm.
just go to peace to deep, and every one of those stages I visualize it. So
Mhm.
like this is my peace, right?
Yeah.
So I always doesn't matter where I am, and it brings me and it just makes me feel better. Like even though I'm at work, and if I go into that and then, my peace is being at my farm, like my
Yeah.
parents' place, right? It just levels me. It just makes me feel better, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And I know that's where the power is when people commit. And that's the thing you did. You committed from the get-go. 100% you were all in. You committed, you followed the process, you trusted the process, and you did. as I instructed you to do. And then we worked together for 4 weeks. So it's been about a month since we finished working together. So now, I guess, how are you feeling at the end of doing our anxiety release, completing that anxiety relief program, and you're a month out of that and living your life? I know you're on holidays right now. Like, what has that been like for you?
So for an example, I'll use it before, when I would go on holidays and I would take time off, in the back of my head, I'd always be thinking about work, 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 work. What did I mess up on? What is someone finding right now that I'm not there to defend myself? Are they talking smack about me? Like, did I bugger something up? And they're like, oh, Dayna did this, right? And pardon my French, but on my holidays this go around, I don't give a shit. So,
Yeah, I like that kind of French too. You know, and that's the thing, because it weighs a lot on us, right? It's just like, whatever, you know?
yeah. Yeah.
You,
It's just like, I give a shit about my work. I
yeah.
do. And the people there, but it's just on my holidays, I just want to focus on myself and, recouping and being ready to, for the next go around at work. So, and
Yeah, you're
usually
resetting.
it would just fester in me, like the little things, it would just fester in me and bugger, like just mess with me, my thoughts and my feelings and stuff. And another thing that I want to point out is I was always a people pleaser, and I always wanted to go to people, and I wanted people, like, I wanted everyone to be, I want to be around everyone, and I want to be everyone's friend. But now I enjoy my company, but the people that want to be with me, they're coming to me. Like, people are coming to me, people are texting me, people are wanting to hang out, right? And it's what I'm putting out there is what I'm getting. So, which is amazing. So, yeah.
And I talked about that in our consultation, right? As our energy, our frequency, our vibration changes, right?
Yeah.
And so, and you saw some major changes, big changes in your life. And so now, when you're looking at those big changes that you've accomplished in such a short period of time, like, what are you most looking forward to in the future, I guess?
I just obviously to be the best version of myself, but I just like the way that it's going right now. And if it just keeps going that way and I keep using the tools that you gave me, another one is just being grateful for what I have and running. Like, that's another thing. If I'm having like kind of an off day and I just take a couple minutes to, to think of my good friends that I have and what I have in my life, and, it just really helps with it. So if I just keep using those tools, and I just want to keep growing as a person. So it's hard to say like what I want to be in the future, other than I want to be the best version of myself, but I don't know what the best version of myself is. Like, it could be like by 100 of what I am right now.
Yeah.
So.
But the thing is, and thanks for sharing that, we're always growing and evolving, right? And learning from the lessons in the past. When the lessons are learned, we move forward, right? Yep. And here's the thing is, like, we're done. So you don't have an accountability buddy right now, like for the last month, and you're still doing the homework, you're still doing the tools and that type of thing. And gratitude is so important. And some people, they might say, as they're listening to this, oh, I've done gratitude before, and it didn't help me with my anxiety. Well, no, but it's part of the package, it's part of the thing, but we have to go in where the problem started. And yes, when you have gratitude for things, it does definitely help increase your energy, your frequency, vibration, attracting more of the things you don't want. But you have to deal with the stuff that's in here too, right? That unconscious stuff, right?
And sorry, before
no
I tend to always forget. So also living in the present, because I know when you're on holidays and you're planning and you got everything, but if you just you have your plans, but just live in the day. Like, this was the most enjoyable holiday and time off I've had, because I just lived in the day. I just did everything in that one day, and then I knew there was plans the next day, but I didn't think about the plans next day. I just day by day, and it just, if I keep just going day by day, things just go so much smoother. And if plans change, and it just so the day by day thing is just, I think that's how everyone should live, day by day.
Totally. Anxiety, depression, they don't live in the present, they live in the past and the future. So that's what it's all about, is getting into that present moment where you can just feel the moments. And the moments keep shifting, right? Now, before we finish up, I guess what what would you say to someone who is sitting on the fence? They're not sure whether or not to reach out to me. They're not sure whether or not to go ahead with something like this. What would you say to them?
What would I say to them? Well, they're obviously watching for a reason.
Mhm.
So, but like it's you feel so much better after going through self-hypnosis with you. I was on the fence too, and I just you popped up in my feed for a reason, and I don't regret 1 minute of it. I feel much better as a person. If you're that person who's constantly, people pleasing and always in the back of your head and thinking of every worst case scenario, um, this will make it better. You won't be that person who's running every worst case scenario in your head. Or if you get in a fight with someone and you think of 6 different things and what you could have said and what's going to happen, or if you messed up at work or you messed up in life and you're like, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. That was one of my main things that I dealt with, and I don't even like that was 4 sessions, just four sessions, and I
That's it.
don't even deal with that anymore. Like it's just day by day, and you're not as tired, and you feel more refreshed, and like you can fill that mind up with a lot more than just the worries. So fill it up with the good stuff, and you've allowed me to do that, Dawn, and I appreciate it. So
Oh, you just gave me chills, Dana. Whew. And that's the thing. That's why I keep doing what I'm doing, because, these changes that you and others have had is just amazing. And I never realized the benefits of hypnosis and hypnotherapy until it came across and dropped flat on my lap. And I was like, well, I've tried other things. Why wouldn't I try this too?
Yeah.
What if it actually worked for me? And that's what my what if was. What if this worked? Yeah, I have nothing to lose, right? And so when we're wrapping up here, like what would be the most important thing, like that single most important thing that you got out of the program and us working together? What was that most enjoyable part of the whole process of you and I working through these issues?
Like what I got from all of this?
Yeah, what did you enjoy the most out of all of this when you and I were working over the month?
Can I pick all of it?
Yeah,
It
of
was
course you
just it,
can.
it was all really good. Like there's so much stuff that we went through and we talked about, and just seeing where I started to and where I am right now is amazing, and my head is a lot clearer. And like I said, I have more room for the things that matter in my head, right? So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you have a very good personality and good energy. So
Thank you.
and I like people with good energy. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And thank you so much. That's a huge compliment. And and we all work on ourselves and reaching for that true authentic self, continuing to get better and better. And that means a lot for you to say. So thank you so much, Dana, for sharing that. And so I wanted to thank you for taking, the time out of your holiday to sit down and chat with me and do a quick little interview, because I know how precious time is. You have a family of your daughter there. You're spending time with family. There's lots of other things that you could be doing. And thank you so much for just carving out a little time slot for me to chat with me and to share a little bit about your stories, Dana. It's been a pleasure working with you, and you truly are. When people commit like you to this healing journey, because you remember when I said on the consultation, you're not broken, you don't need fixing, you're hurting and you need healing. So when people commit to that process, put in the effort, this is the kind of results that happen quickly
100%.
and easily, right? And so thank you again so much. And I'm looking forward to staying in touch with you and seeing how you're doing. And I develop, it seems like sometimes I develop a connection, relationship with people because I know a little bit more about them and that type of thing. And I just wish I could drive and visit everyone and stuff. So thank you so much for your time. And if you're watching this video and you're wondering if I can help you with the issues that you're struggling with, you have nothing to lose. Click on the link that is going to be in this bottom video and reach out and we'll set up a consultation and we'll chat just like Dayna and I did a couple of months ago. And we'll go from there. Okay.
Awesome.
So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you so much, Dayna, for coming on this call. And I will see you on the next success video. Bye for now.